What's up, you guys? It's Boo. Just want to talk about how you guys can convert on a better show up on your appointments. When it comes to appointments or consultations or bookings, I think the best part you gotta do is making sure what usually is the time they are available. Are they 9 to 5ers? Are they usually available in the evenings? Do they work at home? Do they take a break around noon? So obviously you want to know how long your presentation takes, and also you want to cater to who is in front of you. Because if they've done something within a similar industry and done 5 of these different consultations, bookings, and they pretty much know how the product works, they probably need a little differentiation here and there. So it's probably your job to figure out, all right, what's keeping you from moving forward and what's stopping you, and why are you even keep on looking at it? It's probably the biggest question, right? Well, you want to know obviously what the schedule looking like and see if there's any decision makers. Is there anyone else that will make some changes in the whole? Is there anyone else that you need that make choices or business decisions when it comes to your purchases, right? And then what you want to do is, are you guys both going to be here? And they might have a little pullback saying, do they have to be here? And your response should be, well, I would like to have you guys both here just so it's not one-sided, because this person might have questions saying this question, this question, this question. So it eliminates the ping-ponging back and forth for you to talk about, basically, just so I don't 2 presentations when we can do 1 when everyone's present. It's kind of a great way to actually revolve on those type of things, right? Let's just say you book the consultation. The most important thing is you want to build the value. You want to build the pain on what makes them sitting down and what is the solution that you're offering, right? And that's going to really boost a little bit on your sit down ratio and show, because that may be the reason why they're sitting with you, right? Let's just say it's a Zoom call. What you want to do is actually text them the day before saying, Mr. Customer, confirm with me that you actually received the Zoom. And they're going to say yes, obviously, because you said that. Allows you to do is actually gives you a commitment or feedback on they're actually trying to engage with you, right? Instead of saying, is this still a good time for you? You just start out with the conversation assuming, let me know that you got the actual Zoom link. And when you do when the consumer or the prospect gives you a confirmation, you don't text them right after saying, good, looking forward to seeing you. What you want to do is the day of, text them saying, looking forward to seeing you at blah, blah, blah time. So what that allows them to do is, first thing in the morning, it gives them a little, okay, this is something that I have to remember. They got to dip their toes more in the water. It gives them a little more commitment on what they should do on their day, because they already committed. They already give you feedback that they got the Zoom link. If you do it 24 hours, for some reason, people tend to forget as the days goes on. They get carried on away their day, rather than when it hits the day, when they get it within a couple hours before, it just hits a little bit different. It gives them a little bit more. It catches them off. When they're off guard, it actually catches them on a really great timing on what they should remember on, and action becomes part of the day. It's also good to do calendar invites on Google Calendars. Now what the Gmail is, you can also put in the settings what the alarm. It could be 24 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 10 minutes alarms that you can send out. And you can send multiple alarms as well. So it actually shows up at the client's notifications. Now let's just say you're doing what I do, face-to-face interaction, B2C, right? What I like to do is actually get my magnet business card, and I'll put on the link above what kind of business cards I do. I do a magnetic just so it actually separates myself from the competition, because usually people just do very thin. It's just cards that has the name of the company, the person, a phone number, email, which everyone can do. So I put my face on it, transparent on it. It's magnetic, so whenever they go their kitchen in the morning usually, or at nighttime, they get to see me very consistent. And I put the date and time because it's actually writable paper, put the date and time, and they're gonna basically remember the conversation, my face, just because I put my face into it. They get to see me in the fridge rather than putting on the kitchen counter or putting on the drawer where I'm gonna be basically disappear. And the people attention span is 7 seconds long. So it actually helped me a lot getting the appointment stickier. And when you do show up to the appointments, because I usually don't like to confirm appointments because unless it's booked week out, you're going to be there anyways, and you have more potential clients there anyways. You might as well show up, and if they're not there, work on the area or want getting more potential clients within that network or within that turf or area per se, right? It's much more easier than say, is this still a good time to meet up? You don't want to get them out. What you want to do is, hey John, this is Boo X, Y, and Z company. Just want to give you a friendly courtesy reminder regarding our consultation at 3 o'clock. I just want to give that courtesy reminder. Other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing you. One of the highest skill sets that you want to learn assuming the close, assuming the meeting, assuming the referral, the client is going to basically be more inclined to do it. Or what the top salespeople do is because they actually really believe that you're going to do it, and it's within their best interest to do it. It's one of the most powerful tools you can do. You can also send out a text if it's like booked a week and a half. If you're meeting in their house or you're meeting in their office, I would just show up. That'll be my recommendation. If you're meeting at a coffee shop or meeting at a certain neutral destination, it's a great way to do it. Giving a call just shows you have some skin in the game, and the face-to-face is just the best interaction to have when it comes to communication. So if let's just say it was booked 2 weeks out, and you want to confirm, let's say you know they're actually usually home at a certain time, right? Like I talked about in the beginning, are they 9 to 5 hours? What usually time are they? Or is there a family member that usually call that will relay the message, right? So I will show up to property or workplace and whatnot 24 hours before, or that day of, a couple hours before, saying, is it still at the time? Are they going to be home? Or we still go for this day because you're seeing it face to face? Yeah, I just want to give you a courtesy reminder that our consultations today, I know it's booked 2 weeks out, but you said it was this time it's going to be back at work because you had this and this. We're good, basically, correct? And you assume that. It just gives you more confidence, gives you more leverage on what you believe in. It extends be more committed to doing that way rather than giving them a way out, whatever reason. Definitely my recommendation when it comes to booking consultations is assuming that they're going to be there, just show up, and if they're not there, book more consultations. And when you do go back there, follow up with them, catch them, and let's find out did they not look at their communication device, which is their phone, email, or were they trying to ghost you on purpose? Was some miscommunication that happened? Did the spouse was not intrigued or didn't want to look into it? You want to find these little nuances that can actually carry you on what's happening in that particular bracket or that particular clientele. So you don't want to stop working on other leads that are available. That's some of the things that I'll recommend. If you want to talk about numbers, if you book about 10 appointments, half of them are going to show up. And when it comes to those 5, 1 or 2 of them is actually going to move forward. It'll be my biggest recommendation. Book as much appointments as can. My recommendation is if they don't show up, don't chase street clips. It's always to aim for about 3 to 4 appointments a day, right? Because you're going to get a couple of reschedules. You're going to get people that forgot. You're going to get people that had emergencies, life actually happening. The number's going to work every single time. It's going to work to your favor. It's to get 3 to 4 appointments a day. And that's considering working 5-6 days a week. If you want to really get really ahead and have really consistent performance in the numbers, it's not about having streaky, inconsistent days, weeks. It's about having really consistent days no matter what happens, and no matter like what kind of life situation you're going through, that you are putting that emotional things or obligations aside and able to execute. And that's what a really high performer level people do. And if you want to have a really short rate, it's about not only just working the numbers, having be really strategic. And if you just met them, send them a text, right? On the company link, the day, time that you guys are going to meet. And if they don't happen to show up, you're not a stranger when you populate or call them. So when you text them the day of and you meet them, you try to meet them and they're not home, you call them, their number is going to show up with their name as well, so which is going to get them more inclined to answer as well. That's because that's how the iMessage software works. With the text message, with the name on the phone number, the name of the phone number gets associated. So you will seem like a stranger, plus if they didn't answer the phone, you already have the previous text, so it actually gives you a familiarity or someone who already texted them before. So that'll be one of my biggest recommendations when it comes to texting, calling. I would always recommend face-to-face, then do the calls, then the text messages, because the body language and tonality is just delivered better than just tonality and just through texts. I want you guys to try and give me some feedback on what you guys felt like gave you great value. Other than that, happy selling. Take care.